Hello, my name's Dr. Alan Kerry and welcome to another podcast from the South Essex GP Training website. With me I have Dr. Sunil Gupta and we're going to discuss the topic of how to have more effective meetings. Sunil, meetings can be an important and effective means of both information sharing and decision making, but some meetings achieve little and waste a lot of time. Can you outline what are some of the possible functions of a meeting?
Some of the possible functions of a meeting can include bring together a range of knowledge and experience, gather information or give information, take decisions, influence policy, aid problem solving, develop cooperation and commitment, air grievances, facilitate the evaluation of current activities, explore the effects of current or proposed changes, and another possible function can be to allocate resources.
So what are some of the common things that can go wrong in meetings?
Some of the things that can go wrong are the meeting was unnecessary, the participants weren't given enough sufficient notice to prepare, some of the participants didn't have to be there was no proper agenda, there wasn't sufficient time for the meeting was held at an inconvenient time, the venue was unsatisfactory, and another thing that can commonly go wrong is the chairperson wasn't good enough.
So can you give us a checklist of some of the things which could help to make a meeting become more effective?
So the range of things which can make a meetings become more effective are: the appropriate people are invited to attend the meeting, the participants are given advance notice of the time, place and purpose of the meeting, the participants are given the opportunity to contribute to the agenda is prepared and circulated in advance, the minutes of the previous meeting and any background documentation are also circulated in advance, the environment for the meeting is comfortable and adequate for the purpose of the meeting has scheduled starting and finishing times, the chairperson controls the timing throughout the meeting starts and finishes on time, the agenda forms the basis of discussion and unhelpful digressions are discouraged, no one person is allowed to dominate the discussion, all participants have equal opportunity to present their views, the participants are encouraged to contribute relevant information and to listen attentively to one another, all participants have a voice in decisions made. As the meeting progresses, periodic summaries are made of contributions and agreed actions. The decision-making process adopted is appropriate to the size and composition of the group. The meeting concludes with a summary of achievements. Any actions agreed during the meeting is recorded and followed up. And following the meeting, each participant is provided with minutes or agreed action points.
So what do you think determines the success of a meeting?
Meetings succeed in proportion to the chairperson's efficiency and effectiveness, and meetings also succeed to the extent that the participants work as a team and contribute at the level of their greatest capability, knowledge and intelligence.
You mentioned the chairperson. What are the characteristics of a good chairperson?
10 characteristics of a good chairperson are: they clearly state the purpose of the meeting, they skillfully ask questions beginning with why, what, where, when, who and how. They distribute the questions so all the participants, particularly the shy ones, make a full contribution to the meeting. They refrain from posing as an authority. They keep the discussion to the items on the agenda. They keep control of the meeting so that private conversations on the side are curbed. They make progress so that the group moves along quickly down the agenda. They rephrase contributions in brief and simple language when necessary. They are good at summarising, and they bring about a cooperative atmosphere amongst the participants of the meeting so that the meeting is a team effort.
The effectiveness of a meeting can also be affected by certain types of problem participants. Can you give some examples of problem participants and possible ways that we might deal with them?
So you can have various types of problem participants. You can have a rambler, the rabbit on and on, the openly argumentative, the inarticulate, and the ones having a side conversation. So the rambler talks about everything except the subject under discussion. He or she may use far-fetched analogies or lose the thread of what is happening. And one way to deal with the rambler is for the chairperson, when the rambler stops for breath, is to thank them and refocus their attention by summarising the relevant points. For the rabbit on and on, who loves the sound of his or her voice and thinks it's worth hearing, the chairperson can deal with them because, again, when the rabbit on and on pauses for breath, summarise what was said and ask someone else a direct question about another matter. For the openly argumentative participant, this could be an aggressive personality or habitual heckler, or may be normally good-natured but upset by current events. The way to deal with the person who's openly argumentative is for the chairperson to honestly try to find merit in one of their points, then move on to something else. If they make an obvious misstatement, turn to the group to let them correct or reject it. For the inarticulate participant who lacks the ability to put thoughts into words that can easily be understood by others and gets the idea but has difficulty conveying it, the chairperson can say, "Let me summarise that," then restate their point in clearer language without altering the content. And for the participants who are having a side conversation which may or may not be related to the subject but is distracting the participants of the meeting, the chairperson can call one of the people by name, restate the last opinion expressed by the group and ask their opinion of it.
Thank you. So in summary, meetings are necessary and important, but can end up wasting a lot of time. Measures can, however, be taken to make a meeting more effective. A chairperson can learn to become more effective in their role, and there are ways to deal with problem participants. Both Sunil and I would like to thank you for listening, and we hope that you will listen to some of the other podcasts from the South Essex GP Training website.